Hi guys, welcome to another episode of What's on the Market. This week I'm really excited. I'm excited every week for our reviews and looking at the products. But this week I got more figures. Very excited about that. As I mentioned in the other series, The Road to OKC 2016, I ordered my civilian figures this week, or a week or so ago, but they arrived this Saturday, and really pleased about them. So I just couldn't hold back. I had to do a review this week on them. First of all, I'll put a link in the comments box below this to their website so you can check that out. I bought 30 civilian figures. They came in packs of 5, so I bought 6 packs of 5, and they were £9 a pack. The great thing about these civilians is I'm going to get a lot of use out of them for various different games. You know, primarily bolt action, yes, but I'm sure I can use them for maybe a very British Civil War. That would be a good game for these to be used in as well. I'm sure there's some others. I'm sure you could use it for other things. But anyway, let's crack on. So, 6 packs. 3 were of one type that you can get, the 1930s/1940s civilians, and these ones are urban, so more of the city-dwelling civilians. And the other type I got was the 1930s/1940s civilian rural pack, and they're more your rural workers, your farmers, your those sort of people. Good people, obviously. Within each pack, you get some great characters, and these are the sculpts are really great, absolutely fantastic. I've had the privilege of painting quite a few figures. I've painted some that the quality was perhaps good at the time that the models came out, but years on, with all the new models and figures coming out, you know, and with the high quality that is just now produced, much easier than it was back then. You know, and we're talking maybe 5-10 years, if that. These are right up there, and you know, when you get to paint such lovely figures, you really start to appreciate how much easier it is to paint them, because the detail is more defined and you're able to pick out things a lot easier. The details are easier, in which case your paint job becomes much better. And on top of that, not only is it easier to paint, but it's so much more enjoyable to paint. Certainly that's what I find anyway, which is weird because I don't really like painting all that much, but the more I paint detailed, you know, high quality figures, the more I'm like, yeah, I really enjoy this, which is kind of weird. But anyway, so within each pack, you get a child figure. Let's just see if you can see that. We're going to go close up in a minute. We'll go cameras down. But you get a child. There's a girl in this pack. I think there's a young boy in the urban pack. This is the rural pack. You get a female, an older woman. Let's do that. I don't know if you can see her very well. She looks quite matronly. She's got a shawl over her. And then you get some guys. So I've got one guy here with a shovel. He's really quite cool. Like his pose, he's kind of chilling. Although chilling on the road's going to be interesting when the Germans are coming. There's this chap who could be just an ordinary farmer. Maybe he's a rural school teacher. And then we've got this guy who's carrying a sack over his shoulder. Looks like potentially some sort of labourer or farmer carrying some produce. So that's the rural pack. The urban pack, if I can, yep, here's an urban pack. Let's grab some of these guys out. And they are absolutely brilliant. I mean, when you look at the figures and you have a small bit of flash on the bottom, which you might just be able to see there, when you've got that, and that's the only flash that you have to deal with, it's a joy. I mean, that's going to be a quick snip and that'll be off. There is no moulding lines on the figure whatsoever, which means no filing, no clipping off bits. Really, really impressed, and that's this pack. Oh, look, it's even just fallen off now. So there you go. To be fair, the rural guys, there's nothing except for one chap who's got a little bit, very little bit under his arm, and that is gonna be a 30-second file job to get that off. Those figures, within a couple of minutes, will all be based. They'll all be on bases, no problems. You know, brilliant, really, really good quality. So let's have a look at the urban pack. As I said, we have a guy smoking a cigarette, and one of his hands in his pocket. Now, that might not mean much to many people, but I love that because that means less flesh to paint. And flesh, although I'm getting better at it, isn't my favourite part of painting. We've got this chap, could be just carrying his raincoat, walking along. Sorry, we'll do a close up in a minute. So we've got him, got a guy reading a newspaper. That's pretty cool. A lovely lady off on her way out somewhere, maybe to work, maybe she's off down the shops. Lovely furry kind of scarf and nice coat as well. And then we got the schoolboy, who I think we might call Dennis, because I think that's a good name for a schoolboy. Or Norman, or Fireman Sam. He was always getting in trouble. I think that could be our Norman. But I've got 3 packs of them, so I could have a Norman, a Dennis, and maybe a Tom, or maybe a Tom, Dick, and Harry if we're going for great escape quotes. So lots of great figures. So I think really what's best to do. Oh, by the way, thank you to Footsore Miniatures. Absolutely fantastic. Not only did you give me great models, you also gave me a pen lid. Now, you might think that is not a great thing to get. Now, bearing in mind that when I did my bridge, I used a pen lid to make all the cobbled stone effect on the bridge. Well, these civilians are going to have bases where they're going to be on a cobbled street. So this is actually brilliant. Thank you, Footsore Miniatures, Andrew Chesney, and I've forgotten. I know it's Bill, but I forget Bill's second name. But anyway, thank you ever so much. Thank you ever so much for that, and I apologise to who's ever missing a pen lid now. But anyway, I think that's about time for us to go cameras down, and we'll check these guys out a little bit closer in more detail. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, guys, so we've got our our rural figures first, and the first one I've got up on the stand there is the girl, the little girl. Not sure whether perhaps maybe she's a schoolgirl or maybe she's just helping out around the house. But as you could hopefully see, really good detail. Oh, she fell off. I knew I should have blue tacked her on. Anyway, really nice detail. You know, the way that her clothing is done is great. Lots of folds, which is going to make really, you know, it's going to make it really good for painting. Particularly getting the inks in there as well, and giving the ink the chance to get into the gaps, and really create some wonderful paint effects. So that's the girl. Let's have a look next at the matronly figure, and hopefully you can see the expression on her face. I mean, it's one that you might want to run for the hills. She looks pretty angry. Perhaps somebody forgot to do the washing up, or maybe set the table or something like that. But she is certainly a fierce character. I think she might be really useful actually for fighting against the Germans. So we might have to get her in there later on in life. But yeah, really lovely figure once again. There you can see the shawl, very nice, great detail, and an all-round great figure. And you'll notice, as I said, very little if no flash or mould lines whatsoever, so really pleased with that. here's the next one. This is the worker, or the farmer, with some produce over his shoulder in the sack. Once again, really nice detail. You know, and then the lovely thing about these figures is I really don't actually need to say much about them, I guess, because they just do themselves justice. They really do, you know. The creases in the trousers, you know, you can even see the little marks where his suspenders are attached to his trousers, so that's great. And the produce bag itself over his shoulder, looks like he's working hard there. So that's the, I guess, farmer or worker. Next, let's take a look at the gentleman that we haven't quite decided what his trade is, but there he is. I suppose you could probably paint him up as some sort of vicar or something, but I've already got the vicar from Dad's Army, so I don't really need another vicar. But all the same, I mean, he's once again a great figure with a great expression on his face. Hair is immaculate. I wish I could get my hair that good in the mornings. Clearly I need to be casting it. But yeah, absolute great figure, and really is going to be a joy to work with, I feel. Already getting that sense now, and I haven't even undercoated them yet. And finally then, we've got our worker, probably again a farmer or something, but he's taking a rest, leaning on his shovel there. Absolutely brilliant character. Love these. Love his flap cap. Love the shovel. Just all round brilliant. Oh, he's taking a head dive. Nose dive. Yeah, you know, just great detail. The creases, the folds, all very, very good. I'll just finish him up here. Okay, so that's the rural figures. Let's take a look at the urban figures. Okay, guys, so here are the urban characters. And first up, we've got the schoolboy, Naughty Norman, or perhaps one of our Tom, Dicks and Harrys. But what a great figure, and as I say, you can just see here just a little bit of flash from the moulding, but really that will snap off. You know, all I have to do is give that a bit of a wiggle, so that'll come off no problems. But once again, fantastic character, and as you get the side view there, you can see a little bit more clearly the detail. I'm trying not to knock him off. I actually need a rotating showcase platform, I think. So if anybody's got one going, or anybody's got one they want to get rid of, please let me know. I'd appreciate that. And I know you guys in the community are always good at looking after one another, you know, helping people out where needs be. So who knows, maybe someone will have one. So that's the schoolboy. Let's take a look next at let's go for our chap here smoking his cigarette, and look at that. I mean, buttons on the waistcoat, not a problem. He's cool, he's calm, he's got his hand in his pocket, he's smoking away there. Absolutely beautiful figure, and I just wish I could almost invite you all round to my house to come and have a look at these guys, because they are so good, so good. I can't emphasize it enough, and you really only have to go onto the Footsore Miniatures Facebook page or the website and take a look at, you know, all the figures they have on offer, just to see how beautiful their figures are. And I will just put them next to a Warlord figure at the end of this, just to give you a comparison of size. I know a lot of people collect Warlord figures, and we'll do that. So yeah, so there's the guy that's smoking there. Sorry, wrong hand. Let's go for the guy reading his newspaper next. I do like this guy. A lot of character there. I've never painted a newspaper, so that should be interesting. I'll have to speak to Mr. Singleton about that. See if he's got any tips. I'm sure he has. Maybe I can use the same tips for when I do my maps on my German high command figures. But once again, these are absolutely beautiful figures. Brilliantly done. Casting is excellent. And just so much detail. I can't wait to tuck into these guys, and my plan really is to paint them all differently. You know, I've got a lot of the same figures because they come, you know, they're the same packs, but should have a good opportunity to paint them differently, different coloured suits and stuff. So here's the guy. He's just carrying along his coat, his raincoat. And a nice stroll out. Again, creases, trousers, fantastic. Great detail. And finally, lovely lady. She's off out perhaps to a dinner engagement, or maybe she's just out to work. But the fur on her coat, excellent. Kind of reminds me of Mrs. Fox, a little bit off Dad's Army, but possibly Mrs. Fox in her youth. So we shall have fun painting her. And got a handbag there as well, and lovely hat, almost, you know, like the one from Casablanca. But anyway, so that's the urban characters. So very quickly, let me just do a quick comparison here. Let's take these guys off, and we will. I tell you what, we'll put them down on the box here. And we'll get our Sergeant Major escorting this lady. Now, bearing in mind, the Sergeant Major is on a 2p piece. They are pretty much the same size, and if I actually put her on the 2p piece, you'll see that they are the same size. Apologies for that. Okay, so in terms of comparison with Warlord figures, absolutely no problems. They fit in perfectly, and really exciting to see these on the table with my other figures. So that's it for this week. Look us up, check out next week's video. If you've liked this video, please check out Footsore Miniatures and Warlord Games if you like. But you know, obviously you're looking at Footsore Miniatures figures this week. Check out their website. I'll put a link in the box below. If you have found this useful, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. And we will catch you next week, probably looking at my latest arrival, which is Germany Strikes the Early War supplemental. So have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you soon. Okay, take care.